Envoys conference on Africa. I'm also grateful to our advisor, Sahib, for his personal support and the support of the Ministry of Commerce. The idea of convening this conference is driven by two key objectives. Firstly, deepening Pakistan's engagement with Africa. Secondly, imparting a further distinct economic thrust to our overall diplomatic work. It has long been felt that Pakistan's outreach to the African continent has remained suboptimal. This must change, as Africa is the continent of the future. Similarly, we believe this is an era of sharper focus on geoeconomics, and Pakistan must be in sync with evolving global trends. Today's world is characterized by flux, major power rivalries, and continuing readjustments in response to growing traditional and non-traditional threats and challenges, particularly in the economic and security realms. The center of gravity for the global economy has shifted from North America and Western Europe to parts of Asia and Africa. Africa's importance is self-evident. A geographical expanse of 30.37 million square kilometers, home to 1.3 billion people in 54 states, and a combined GDP of over $2.3 trillion. Politically, the salience of African nations is reflected in diverse forums, from UN to African Union to NAM to OIC. Whether it is peacekeeping or peacebuilding, or sustainable development goals, or UN Security Council reform, African perspectives remain indispensable. In recent years, certain African countries' growth rates have outpaced all others in the world. The continent witnessed an 11% growth in foreign direct investment in 2018, reaching $46 billion. The launch of the African Continental Free Trade Area has commenced an entirely new phase and promises exciting opportunities that never existed before. Distinguished guests, historically, Pakistan has enjoyed cordial political ties with African nations based on trust, mutual respect, and goodwill. Pakistan was one of the ardent supporters of their struggles for independence from colonialism. We were also among the countries firmly opposed to the system of apartheid. In the post-independence decades, our relations developed in myriad of fields. These were most prominent in the maintenance of peace and security and fruitful collaboration in multilateral fora. As part of platforms such as NAM and G77, we worked together to advance our common political and socio-economic development goals. Pakistan is also truly proud of the contributions made by our brave soldiers and security personnel over the past several decades as part of UN peacekeeping operations in Africa. Our defense cooperation with African countries is increasing. Pakistan has offered assistance in capacity building of African forces in counterterrorism and security-related disciplines. In the fields of training and development of human capital, Pakistan offers educational and capacity building courses to a large number of countries. Over 700 diplomats from 52 countries have availed of diplomatic training courses at the Foreign Service Academy in Islamabad. Yet, notwithstanding the enormous goodwill that exists on both sides, the volume of our trade and the quality of economic engagement with Africa has remained far below the potential. In Africa's total portfolio of over $1 trillion, Pakistan-Africa trade is less than $5 billion. The picture on investment and commercial cooperation is not different either. Business-to-business interactions are infrequent. The hard and soft connectivity is not up to the desired level. Distinguished guests, deeply conscious of the importance of Africa, our government has commenced the Engage Africa policy, which envisages concrete steps for practical cooperation. The envisaged steps include regular high-level contacts, increased government-to-government and business-to-business interface, effective instruments to promote trade and investment, closer parliamentary and people-to-people exchanges, and media and think tank collaboration for enhanced awareness of opportunities and positive image building. I'm confident that these and other measures would help bridge the existing gaps and pave the way for Pakistan's substantive engagement with Africa. Allow me, Mr. President, to take this opportunity to share our perspective on what I termed as imparting a further distinct economic thrust to our diplomatic work. It is an article of faith with us that external influence remains and emanates only from internal strength. We in the Foreign Office refer to economic diplomacy. When we refer to economic diplomacy, we use the term beyond its traditional meaning and, in fact, in its widest possible scope. Essentially, besides promoting exports, which is one of the highest priorities, we focus on investments, economic and commercial cooperation, transfer of technology, tourism, interface with multilateral financial institutions, visa facilitation, support to Pakistan diaspora, projection of Pakistan's soft image, and so on. Issues from revision of travel advisories to FATF to GSP Plus remain the focus of our endeavors. In the domestic context, we aim to build synergies and coalitions with all concerned departments, agencies, and federations. We wish to have creative and effective partnerships with all, be it commerce, Board of Investment, finance, Economic Affairs Division, food security, MODP, or FPCCI, to reinforce each other's efforts. It is only through such constructive engagement that we can advance the core national objective of economic development and realize the leadership's vision. I'm confident that, among other things, this Envoys conference would help knit us together into a single unit, singularly focused on win-win solutions. Distinguished guests, coming back to Africa, We appreciate the progress achieved by African countries in strengthening their economies, infrastructure, and social sectors. We hope this impressive growth trajectory would continue to forge ahead in the years to come. As Foreign Minister, I remain firmly committed to transforming our relationship into meaningful partnerships with African countries. I'm confident that the collective wisdom of the envoys on both sides and of policymakers and stakeholders would help us craft a result-oriented policy for a meaningful and substantial engagement with Africa. I thank you.